Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David Ivey.
Hey there, and welcome to Pub Crawl, the best source of Vegas-y drinking goodness. I'm Alicia.
Hike. I'm David. I just hutted and hiked because
Cool.
It's sports season. It's football season.
Officially, it's beginning.
It's beginning. The last preseason game was today. We're getting into football season, which is huge in Vegas.
So you're wearing a Broncos jersey there?
I'm wearing a Broncos jersey. Do you know why I'm wearing a Broncos jersey?
Because, I don't know.
It's a flag football jersey.
Oh.
But it's Broncos, and my family's very Bronconians, and so they're all from Colorado. Yeah. And we've got the Eli Manning this year.
There we go.
Oh, we have the Peyton Manning. You're right. We had the Tebow last year.
Thanks, Jacob.
Yeah. We have a Manning. We have one of the Mannings.
Yeah, that's all that counts. Huh?
But anywho, if you'd like to get a hold... Oh, wait, no, do your thing.
My thing? Oh, welcome the live studio audience. And also, welcome the live chat room.
Chat room. And now, if you'd like to get a hold of us, we are pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. Pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. By the way, you can see us on YouTube. I just want to make extra point to say that, because you can. YouTube's important. Go to YouTube, type in Las Vegas Pub Crawl. There we are. iTunes, you can. That's the best way to subscribe, video and audio. Twitter.
Leave us a 5-star review.
Oh, yes, please do. Twitter, we're Trek Vegas, and the network is Vegas Video Network. We're Trek Vegas because we're Trek fans and Vegas fans.
We'd like to trek around Las Vegas.
Right, and that's actually kind of, if
fair.
you know what the word Trek means, which I
don't really.
Yeah. I don't use the word Trek very often, except in Star Trek references. Without further ado, let's get to something probably is going to stink.
Sounds interesting.
On our this week's Cocktail of the Week. There's a story behind this, you know. Last week we went to Hooters, which is not what we're going to talk about today. The reason we're not talking about it because there isn't really anything to talk about. We're like, hey, we're at Hooters. It's like Delaware. Hey, we're in Delaware.
It's changed quite a bit.
Hey.
Like, we haven't been there in a year, but it wasn't really.
And so, what do you get to talk about? It's like, hey, like I said, it's Delaware.
Yeah.
You know, from Bill and Ted. No. By the way, the script has been approved. Bill and Ted 3.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Bill and Ted 3, ladies and gentlemen, is happening.
Same guys. I mean, Keanu for sure, but the other guy.
Keanu and that guy, and you know who's directing it? I don't know his name, but he's the same guy that directed Galaxy Quest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And it's
I don't know his name either.
But it's happening. I'm making a purple Hooter, which would not be as good as an orange Hooter. If you've been to Hooters, you know what I mean. Actually, their Hooters aren't orange. Their Hooters are white, their butts are orange. But what am I doing?
We're not white. Okay, this is a shot.
Yo.
So you're going to pour everything into a stainless steel shaker. You're making 2, so it's 1 ounce of vodka.
Oh, let me grab my ounces. Wait, it's 1 ounce of vodka for 2?
Yeah.
So it's only a half ounce of vodka?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Do you have extra tall shot glasses?
Yeah, this is an ounce and a half.
You can do doubles.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll sip it. Okay, and then same proportion of Chambord.
Oh, this is going to stink.
Or
that's a
whatever
lot.
raspberry liqueur you have.
That's a lot of Chambord.
It is.
I'm gonna go short on the Chambord.
Well, then it's not going to taste
That is one shot.
It won't be
that is
purple.
not 2 shots. I'm doubling this up right now. That's another ounce and a half of vodka. I'm just looking in that glass. There's no way. This This is going to be the weirdest thing ever because I've seen people do this. The next ingredient is shocking to me.
A splash of 7-Up soda.
Now the thing that scares me is now I'm going to shake this with 7-Up in it.
It's only a splash, though, so it
I
shouldn't
have
be too bad.
electronics on my body. I mean, is this? Funny enough, we had to stop by a bar and pick up some 7-Up. That's a splash.
Well.
This could be disastrous.
All right, so shake until ice cold and strain. It's gonna explode.
I guess if there's not there's a lot of room. Well, I guess
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, what do you know? I can't imagine this being good. But hey, people drink it.
That's purple.
Yeah.
Kind of mauve. It's a mauve hooter.
But it doesn't help in a black because you can't see the. Get a little more. We don't have to shoot this, by the way.
No, I'm not going to.
All right, purple hooter.
Purple hooter. Let's give her a whirl.
Tastes like chocolate. It's not bad. It tastes like chocolate, though.
It tastes like a.
Why would that taste like chocolate?
What are those things? Those little waxy chocolate candies.
Everything I see
A
and
Tootsie
do,
Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
It exactly tastes like a Tootsie Roll. I would call this a Tootsie Roll. Let me see your Tootsie Roll.
It does. Tastes like a Tootsie Roll.
I've invented a drink. Screw purple hooter. Let's
It's
call
a
it
Tootsie Roll.
Call it a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, so you put less Chambord in it, and then it's Tootsie Roll.
There you go.
Nice.
That's actually not too bad. Now
Good
that you
job.
said that. Without further ado, let's get down to business. We got a lot to talk about.
Let's get to it.
Pub Crawl Adventure.
Oh, hi. I'm Kelly Clinton. That's stuff. I wonder if Joan Rivers is watching. Oh, please. Oh, my God. Who cares? I don't have a different one. You know who watches this show? Wayne Newton.
You got that right, Kelly. I think you're absolutely beautiful and talented young lady. 5, 6, 9, 12. Talking shit.
More camera time for me. Hey, I wonder if Cher's watching.
Oh, please. I have so many other things to do.
Woo! Hi, I'm Kelly Clinton. I'm the host of Talk Tales, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. That was horrible.
And you know what? We didn't do a drunk term this week because we're trying to think of one. We're trying to invent one. Sometimes we invent them, sometimes we don't. We came up with a great drunk term a little bit ago, but we don't have a good definition for it. It's kind of like knowing the answer but not knowing the question. You know what I mean? We got the question, we have the answer, which is, I think, the best drunk term, considering this is a sports-themed episode, 3 and out. But I don't know what would be the question.
Would it be like doing shots, maybe?
No, because 3 and out means you've got 3 downs and you punt. So I think it's like, I'm just trying to think of a good, if anybody's got any ideas out there. 3 and
Chat
out
room.
in the chat room or our Facebook page
Yes, yes.
or email, whatever. But I think 3 and out would make a great drunk term, but I can't think of a good
To be determined.
Yes.
Well, where do we start?
Well, okay. And it was brought to our attention, I think via Facebook or an email or something. Hey, football season starting. Are there
upon
any
us.
sports books or sports bars in Las Vegas? Well, of course there are, but what are the good ones was the question. Well, here's the crazy thing about Las Vegas and sports bars. They're all sports bars. We have 10,000 bars in this town, and they're all kind of, we were just at Tommy Rocker's.
Which is the Dolphins bar.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think of it as a sports bar, but oh, it is. It's sports stuff everywhere. They got little flags of all the teams. They got Dolphins. It's also the humongous LSU bar. We went there for a Louisiana State game, and it was just, they were singing and dancing. Everybody's wearing orange and white. It was crazy. Something about this town that I never realized in other towns, because we don't have a sports team, every bar's got a different team.
Which is kind of cool because you have people moving here from all over the place. You can go no matter what, find a bar that you can hang out with.
And I wish I
the
knew,
game.
I think it's the Las Vegas Review Journal, LVRJ.com, puts out a list every year right around now of what bars have what team. And some are hardcore, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Some are just kind of, like, hey, we like the Dolphins. And they'll always play the Dolphins or the Chargers or whatever it is. But that is every bar in town. Or not every bar, but if whatever your team is, you can find at least one bar that is all about that team. which, of course, you couldn't do this in Cleveland because they're all going to be Browns bars, and there's nothing you can do about it. But
you don't think there'd be a different team there?
No.
No.
You can imagine going to Pittsburgh and going, hey, where's the Miami Dolphins bar? They're like, get out of here.
Get out of our town.
Yeah, they wouldn't like that. So there's a million bars, and a lot of them are sports themed. And that's what we're going to kind of cover. Now, there's the obvious ones like Sporting House at New York, which we covered about a year ago. And we had a Groupon, and we went there without a Groupon. I think it was yesterday. Walked in. How much is a Coors Light? $10. And we walked out.
Yeah, and the bar was packed. It's like, I don't know. I'm not going to wait. It's got a really nice layout.
It's beautiful. It's in New York. New York has the world's smallest sports book, so it's tiny. So they kind of are. It used to be the old ESPN zone, and now it looks exactly the same. But $9.50 for a Coors Light, you can shove it. There's no way. I mean, that's crazy talk. $9.50, so forget that.
Yeah.
Lagasse Stadium, which we kind of like.
Well, they did have that deal. We went there for beer, and it was 5 beers for $20, which actually wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah, we got a bucket of beers for $20, and that wasn't bad, except we had to sit there and drink 5 beers. We were watching the Olympics. It was fine. But actually, my problem with Lagasse Stadium, too nice. I know it sounds crazy, but when I think sports bar, I don't know if you guys have Buffalo Wild Wings. Are they nationwide, or are they just here? Okay. That's kind of what you want in a sports bar, like a kind of a dude-ish, guy-ish kind of place. Lagasse Stadium is
like a Fridays with Wings.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, kind of that. But where Lagasse Stadium, I said at the time, I think it's like a rap video. I feel like I'm in a rap video.
Well, because of the original owner.
Well, it was Jay-Z's bar, I think. Yeah. So, but whatever. It just feels too bling bling. I'm not a. But the food is amazing. That's the best bar food I think I've ever had. Ever is in that. But that's at Palazzo. I like Scooter's Bar. Now that is a sports bar.
So this is also a locals.
That's a locals place over on Rainbow called Scooter's Pub, and it is the business. That's a sports bar. It looks like a sports bar. Team logos everywhere, and they're playing racing here, and football there, and baseball there, and every sport.
Food's reasonably priced.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not crazy.
$3 beers. I mean, that's just a cool place. Our favorite, my favorite, your favorite. I don't know if it's your favorite. Steiner's.
It's one of my favorites.
Steiner's Nevada-style pub on the Strip. It's about 2 miles south of Mandalay Bay.
Bartender chicks have the biggest boobs
eyebrows.
Ever.
No, it's okay. Steiner's. We'll
All
talk
the guys
about it real
like
quick.
Steiner's.
Steiner's is between
They're very
South
nice.
Point. It's between South Point and Mandalay Bay on the Strip. So it's kind of, you need a cab. They hired well. The women that work there, and they're women, are pretty, fun, and have humongous boobs. Every single one of them. It's like they're not young chicks.
And every single one will call you hun.
And they're
Hun,
great.
honey,
They're
honey.
so
They're really
awesome.
nice.
They know your name. They have the single best chairs in any bar on planet Earth.
And the video poker's pretty darn good.
Their chairs have arms. What bar stools have arms?
Not many.
And padded. Oh, they're fantastic. Steiner's. There's a couple Steiners. We've only been to this one. I don't know where the other ones are. They're out in the boondocks somewhere. But that one on the Strip, incredibly cool. Miller's Ale House, another good sports bar, also on the Strip, maybe halfway closer to Mandalay Bay.
Which is another chain, but it's a Florida.
I guess it's a chain. There's only one here. I guess there's a bunch in Florida.
They're about to open another one, though, in Henderson?
Oh, really?
Another Miller's?
Oh. It's a good idea. It's a great place. This is the
heard
place
that
we
at
said
least.
had the second best nachos in town.
Yes. I said first.
You said first best nachos, but their chicken nachos are amazing.
Okay.
We read through it. There's a couple places like the Mirage Sports Bar at the Mirage. That's the place at the Mirage.
I don't remember that place.
That's the place that we completely train wrecked their bar. We walked up. It's at the Mirage at the Sportsbook. We walked in one morning and said, "Oh, let's get a beer." And he goes, I go, "What kind of beer you got? Name it."
Oh, yeah.
And every beer I named, he didn't have. And I said, "Well, can I get something Belgian?" He said, "Oh, no, we only have like regular beers." I go, "Oh, how about like a Guinness?" Then he looked, couldn't find
I
one.
ended up getting like a Lighthouse or some weird-ass beer.
It's not the best. Anyway, it's just, but that, on the other hand, is not a sports bar. That is a bar in a sports book, which every one of those, every casino has one of those. And that's what that was. Okay, Noreens Cocktail Lounge. I'm only bringing this up.
If you're a Steelers fan.
This place, if you bleed black and gold, this is the place for you. It's called Westburg instead of Pittsburgh. The owner is the former mayor of Pittsburgh.
Which is pretty cool.
Or is it his brother? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It is Pittsburgh in a bar. It's a little divey bar.
I think it's the brother.
I think it's the mayor's. I think it's the former mayor owns it. It's crazy, Pittsburgh.
Related, very
Like, you would not want to go in there with a Baltimore Ravens jersey at all. Or a Cleveland Browns. No. I mean, they're such nice people. I don't think they have food at all.
I don't remember.
In fact, here's a tip. It's over on the east side of town, not very far from the Strip. It is across the street from Casa de Amore.
Which you can call a limo to get over there.
Yes.
They'll come pick you up, and then you can go across the street.
Right.
I hope they're not going to whack me for saying that.
No. As long as you eat and drink at Casa de Amore, get your pizza, have a drink, go over to Noreens. You better be a Pittsburgh fan.
You better go back over to Casa de Amore.
Well, yeah, you better go back over to Casa de Amore.
Don't tell them Alicia sent you.
In fact, speaking of Noreens, our rum runner that's in our neck of the woods. There's a couple rum runners too.
Tropicana.
Yeah, Tropicana and Spencer, right by the Liberace Museum, where it used to be. In fact, next door, across the street. That's a diehard, crazy. Well, you can see by the picture, Packers bar. It is unbelievable Packers. That is, everything is gold and green, or yellow and green. We went there for an after Super Bowl party when the Packers won.
Oh, they pitched tents out in the parking lot. It was crazy.
They sell cheese curds there. It's that place and that's another one of those places. In fact,
that place has really cheap food.
Oh, and great food.
Badger Cafe next door. You just order at the bar.
Badger being Wisconsin Badgers. Everything about this place is Wisconsin.
Go say hi to Garth.
They have brats. They have cheese curds. But I'm bringing this up because if you come to town and you've got a team and they're playing this weekend, you could just sit at the Mirage Sportsbook and watch the game. But you know what? If you want to spend a couple bucks, go to the LV Journal site. I think Las Vegas Weekly. You maybe have to search a little bit to find the list of bars and what your team is. It might be really cool.
And you could probably just catch a cab, and the prices off strip for drinks are so much cheaper.
You're gonna end up saving money anyway. But it'd be so cool to, like, if you're like a diehard,
hang with your people.
Yes, I mean, if you're a big, Giants fan, I'm sure there's a Giants bar, and you can go and hang out, and it's such a blast. A couple of the big ones, Blondie's. Big. We didn't really care for it.
Blondie's, it's in Planet Hollywood, across from that Stripper 101. It's pretty cool, but
across from the $1 Million Fountain.
Yes.
Was that really $1 million?
I don't know.
I heard that.
It's across from the giant stripper.
Yeah, the big stripper chick. But that is it, like Harold. In fact, every time on the news during Super Bowl or whatever,
$1 Million Fountain.
They're always at Blondie's. Like the local news is always there, filming people cheering, and because Blondie's is like the sports bar. Yes. Oh, yeah, okay. There you go.
Oh, check this out. Like, if you go to a certain team, right? Like Seahawks, I think one of those bars that you guys mentioned.
Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is amazing. See what we do for you people? Look at this. Oh, man.
San Francisco.
What is the website? Review Journal?
Yeah, it's Review Journal.
Okay, it's the LVRJ. Look at that. You click your team, and it shows all the bars in town that are that team's bar. So that is just awesome. I mean, I don't know any other city that does that. I mean, I guess if you...
we're probably the only city who has this many bars, and
that doesn't have it, and no team, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Like I said, you couldn't do that in Cleveland, you couldn't do that in Pittsburgh. You could do it in LA, but they don't have bars.
People in LA don't care. I never watched football in like a second until I moved out to Las Vegas.
Well, it's so massive here. It's so you can't escape it. It's huge. It's so big. So yeah, LVRJ. You can do a search for team bars, and it's a great thing. If you're coming to town, like I said, and you're a Chicago Bears fan, find a bar, especially if you're not from Chicago, because there's nothing better than sitting in a bar with everybody's a team, a fan. It's just like being at a local place. Even though going to places like Buffalo Wild Wings or the pub at Monte Carlo, we used to go to Toby Keiths a lot for sports. It's kind of cool to have rivals in the bar. Especially a good big bar like that.
Yeah, people screaming back and forth.
Yeah. Especially when there's multiple games on, like at Toby Keiths or Gillies.
And people have been drinking heavily, then they get a little bit more feisty.
Right, but I mean, they're yelling at this
funny.
game up there, and you're watching this game, but then there's fans from that team yelling. It really is, in this town, incredibly fun. You know, in fact, especially you show up, like, and I always get away with it because I have quite a few jerseys, but I just buy them at the used clothing store. I'm not going to spend $90 for a jersey, right? So I go and I get a Broncos jersey. And people are like, Broncos suck! And I'm like, dude, it's a flag football team. And they're like, oh. The best is I have a Mets jersey, New York Mets. That's baseball, for those who don't know. But Mets is sucking this year. I'm like, dude, it's a Little League jersey. You know, it's like, and they feel completely terrible because he's probably coaching his son's Little League team or something. It's like, dude, it's, you know, but it says Little League on the back. So it's like,
Mets suck.
Mets suck, you did it. It's like, come on, man. So I get away with it. But anyway, but don't go in and like whatever. I go in the Broncos or whatever, and even if they're not playing, it doesn't matter. People look at you, you know. Even though we did see the craziest thing at M Resort a couple years ago during a big football game. We used to go to the M Resort to watch football.
Oh, that chick?
I got some advice for you ladies out there.
Oh, man, I remember that. That was horrible.
So we're watching a game, and this is now what a lot of the big casinos do, because football's so big, that they'll like sell out their lounge. Hilton does it. M Resort does it. A lot of places do it, and they'll play games on the big screens and all over it. And
sell like hot dogs for $1
they have
and cheap beers.
Nathan dogs for $2 and like buckets of beer for $10, and you can just sit in the lounge all day and eat burgers and hot dogs and drink beers and watch all the games. And I think it's a man code thing that this lady just didn't understand. That she was let's just say, I think it was Chargers. I think she was a Chargers.
She was too.
And they were playing some team, let's just call it the Redskins. Who knows? I don't think those teams play, but whatever. And her team was beating this guy's team. He wasn't really his team. He just had the jersey on. And he was sitting there.
He's just sitting there, hanging out,
watching the game.
quiet.
And she was doing that in your face. And like
she was loaded.
She was loaded and getting way out of pocket. Like she was like every time her team would score, she'd be like, ah!
But, like doing that chick streak, that like
and
screaming
he
and
was
running
with his
around.
guys,
Like,
and it's
oh
like,
my God, stop it.
We ended up in the bathroom, and I saw her coming out as we were going in. And I almost stopped her and went, you know what?
I wouldn't advise that.
Yeah, I know.
Smack you.
It's like, you know what? We're in Vegas, and he didn't seem too happy. You know, he could have his house on this game. You could end up in a ditch. I mean, do you understand?
It's
you know,
true.
like no guy would ever do that. Like guys will be like, hey, but you don't like belittle the guy because you know what
she's
he's
like
got.
burying him. She's like, in your face.
Yeah, she was doing that. Yeah, she was actually doing that, like the shovel
And he
thing.
he didn't even know her.
I know he was just sitting
there.
at the table wearing the wrong jersey, and I'm like, honey.
We're just sitting in the back laughing like.
He could literally have his kids' college tuition bet on this game.
Uh-huh.
And one more of those
There's
in your face.
A lot of professional gamblers in town, and they
you could
bet
end
a
up
lot.
in a ditch. I mean, my lord. So that was the only time I've ever seen it get ugly, and it was a girl that was getting way ugly about it. But it's a great sports town. Football rules this town until Final Four. That Final Four, the basketball gets really big. But this town, but we complained about it last year, if you remember, because we weren't ready for football. It was like late August, early September.
And every bar we went to was
in the summer, and it's like every Sunday we go out and it's all football, which isn't bad. It's just it's hard to get a seat. You can't sit down.
all hard to get two together.
Right. You know, even if you're gaming, as we call it here, as it was. So I never thought about that. It's not called gambling. It's called gaming, and sports betting. But we don't know. Now we do. We are known to sports bet.
Yes.
And I am the worst sports bettor there has ever been. Or
so
the
now
best.
we learn to go opposite of everything we think.
So who was I just talking to? Because I was just talking to somebody about that, and I said, okay, parlay card, which I just learned last year. Right. So I put like I'll go over.
The audience is holding their
gasping.
faces, going, no parlay.
So I'll put up like $5, right? I'll do like or $10, whatever, like $10 on the parlay, right? If you win, it's like $1 billion.
But I think they make it so that you never.
Okay,
win.
well, whatever. You got to win like 5 games, right? You got to bet like the 5 games. And so I put up $10. The good thing is it takes you all day to lose $10. It's really not a bad deal. So it takes 7 hours to lose $10. But I would bet 5 teams and literally lose every single one. And then someone went, why don't you just bet the opposite? I went, hey!
Yeah, Charlie said, no, we tried that.
but here's what's funny. Someone the other day said, why don't you bet both?
Well, is
But now you're at $20. But if you win one of those, it's like $40. It's like $300. So
that
bet both.
doesn't make sense, though.
Why? Well, because the odds of getting 5 are crazy. But I'm always exactly wrong, like 100%. Whatever the handicappers do, I buy it hook, line, and sinker. They make whatever team look so irresistible for me to bet on. Like it's the Packers +3 against the I don't know, whatever it is on the parlay card. I mean, whatever they do, I'm like, oh, I got to bet on the Bears. Why? Well, because it's +14 on the Packers, yada, yada. And they just make it seem so succulent and juicy, and I have to bet on it. I have to. It's got to go that way. And I'm wrong 100% of the time. But again, I lose $10 a weekend. There we go.
Very good.
I should maybe watch a sports handicapping show.
You need to learn something.
Well, I just did my first fantasy football last week.
Yes.
And I think my quarterback hurt his hand on a preseason game. His left hand.
He'll be fine. His right hand's
Stanford
fine.
from
Is
the
he
Lions.
left-handed?
No, he's right-handed, but
Okay.
he hurt his left hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I'm expecting that boy to do some good stuff this year. But anyway, football in Vegas is like bullets and guns, man. It just goes together like nobody's business. So anyway, sports bars, there's a million of them. Check out that website. Find your local sports bar. Like I said,
If you're coming to town, venture away from the strip.
yeah, because you know what? You could sit at a strip property, and it'll be fun, especially if you're at like a big bar. If you're at Margaritaville, Toby Keiths, Gillies, one of those, it'll be really fun. But it wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's a one-time venture out.
Take a $15 to $20 cab ride off the strip, 10 minutes away. You're going to spend $2 and $3 a drink instead of $15 a drink. You're going to make up for that in no time and have a blast and have cheap food. And they do all kinds of crazy stuff. Every time the Steelers win, free beer, or what, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my big recommendation of getting off the strip just for a game. And then go back to the strip and tear it up, at the end of the game. But, that'd be my recommendation. That's our sports bar.
I like it.
So, without further ado, take a little break. Come back with an email question on Hey Bartender.
Hey Bartender.
You know, one of the things I like best about the Vegas Video Network are the people. There are no divas here. Everyone is exactly the same off camera as they are on.
Hey guys, what's cocktail of the week this week?
You know what? I'll let you know what it is when it's time for you to know what it is. Why don't you get off the stage and get back in your production hole? Oh my God. You know what? And tell cheap-ass Whitney to get us some decent brand liquor. This hobo off-ramp crap ain't cutting it. God, idiots.
Totally. So thick.
What? Yes.
It's so thick.
It is. I was just commenting. This is high-octane soda.
It is.
And
so
we don't
thick.
normally do full non-diet soda. And, whew, man, that by itself is put hair on your chest. I know we can sit and drink vodka out of the bottle, but is that not diet soda?
Ew.
Oh, yuck. Too syrupy.
Okay. I've got a Hey Bartender from... Did you want to say
no,
something?
this is our email segment.
It is.
Now, if you want to get a hold of us,
Oh,
pubcrawl, VegasVideoNetwork.com, or on the Facebook group, you can just type it in right there. But anyway, someone already did, and here we go, and let's
Yes, we've got one from Kat.
fire away.
Ivies. I was alarmed when you mentioned that the Mandarin Oriental was closing on the show where I mentioned the great passion fruit cocktail I had there. So I emailed them, and Jennifer Cornett, their communications manager, promptly emailed back saying that there was no plan to close the place. I hope Jennifer is more accurate than your sources, suggesting their demise. So you too can have one of their great passion fruit cocktails. Well,
No, that's good to know.
one of their cocktail waitresses told us that.
Yeah, her name is. No, I mean, I'm just. No, I know, but
Yeah, that was
she could be wrong.
directly from them. So
Yeah.
maybe there was some rumors that they were going to close.
I hope they don't. The problem is.
I'm glad to hear that they're not going to.
I like to know that they're making money besides the fact that we go there once every year. But there's
But
no
when
one
we
ever
go,
there.
boy, we spend a lot of money.
It's like it is the single highest end hotel in Las Vegas. Like if you're like
Better than the Four Seasons?
yeah, if you're like Four Seasons, bah. When Pasha, Bellagio, just like a Motel 6. You want real high end, you go to Mandarin Oriental. That's where you go. It's the most high end hotel in the world. The Mandarin Oriental chain.
Best service.
Best service in the world. I think they even rub your private bits there. But
For the right price.
I've never seen anybody there. Like, it's like, who's staying there? There's no casino there.
Well, they have private entrances. We've never stayed
Oh,
there.
I know,
We
maybe they
couldn't
do. I
afford
mean,
it.
maybe, and you never see like deals. I mean, we never stayed there because I'm assuming the rooms are $1,000 a night. I have no idea. But I will tell you this.
You may never know.
It is. It's funny. I was reading a blog about best bars in town, and that was like I think #1. And when someone asked, and we get asked all the time, "What's your favorite bar?" and I always forget to say the lobby bar at Mandarin Oriental.
And you know what? I
really
really want to go back because they have that whole tea
Tea room,
time.
yeah.
They have a whole tea room. They've got like little
Oh, they have tea time. You're
breads
right.
and tea, and then they've got also tea infused
watercress
cocktails.
sandwiches
Yeah, and it's not too bad.
Well, it's in their lobby, which is
Too
on the
expensive.
like 32nd floor of the hotel. So it's like
It's a great view.
you're just looking right out onto the
and look
crappy
over
part of
the
strip.
over the Hawaiian marketplace.
Yeah, you're looking right over the most ghetto part of the strip, like right on top of it, with all the like the stereo shops and the.
Oh, can you see the Goratorium from across?
Yeah, I'm sure you could, which is opening on the 27th.
Yep.
That's a whole. We'll have to cover that when that happens. But no, I'm glad it's not closing too. I hope it's not. They probably. I don't think anything in City Center is closing because I think they're just keeping it open because you can't tell me Crystals is making money. Who's in there?
I don't think they need to make money.
I don't. I mean, yeah, Crystals. That's the mall at City Center. There's nobody in there. Who's going to Tiffany? Who's really shopping at Tiffany? I think it's like Barney's of New York at Palazzo. They already said.
Scott Whitney shops there. He
Yeah.
just told me.
Oh, maybe. But like Barney's in New York. I know it hasn't turned a profit. They just keep it in there because Palazzo likes having Barney's of New York there, whether it makes money or not. I will say this.
Different demographic, I guess. I mean,
We
people
walked
there
into Barney's, and we're like, this is all good. Oh, my God, look at that stuff. It was like,
and those shoes were amazing.
there was actually really nice stuff in there.
Yeah.
But they were like $4,000.
Like I'll wait and get him a Buffalo Exchange for $20.
Really? Wow. Well, that's why, I always thought this
Well,
too.
that's where Lovey shops, I suppose.
I thought the same thing. Every hotel or every casino has a jewelry store. Every one. I mean, if you look right off the casino floor, there's a jewelry store with tons. And there must be a reason that they all have that in there.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always thought that, because, coming to Vegas since I was a little girl,
Right.
I just did, with my family, I'd see these shops and I always think that, oh, there's a guy and he took his girlfriend on a date and then he won a jackpot.
Maybe so.
And then he goes shopping for her. And that's kind of what I think happened.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But there is.
Is it my fantasy? Watches, yeah.
Oh, really? You win the jackpot, you're like, okay, I'm
You're
going to
like,
go buy
I
a
deserve
Rolex.
this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is Breitling's like, what's the other one? Tugger? There's a U in some places. Yeah. But anyway, so no, I'm glad. I like Mandarin Oriental. In fact, we should probably go there more often because it's such an awesome
I
place.
definitely want to go for that tea hour.
It's like in the afternoon sometimes. But, well, good. Well, I appreciate that.
Monday. Labor Day weekend's coming up.
That's true. It is Labor Day weekend. So, anywho, there you have it. That was the big show. If you'd like to get a hold of us and write your own little email to us, pubcrawl
Or
at Vegas
big email. I like big ones.
Yeah, pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. That's pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com. You can watch us on YouTube. You might be watching us on YouTube. Roku on KSHP 1400 AM every weekend, Saturdays. You can hear us. Stitcher. If you have a mobile app or mobile device, that's what I love Stitcher. That's my new thing. It just kind of streams in. You don't have to download it. I like that.
Less work.
Yeah. iTunes. You can subscribe to us. Leave us 5-star reviews. All that funny business. I think that's it. Remember, pub crawler urges you to drink responsibly, which we just did. We had one little Tootsie Roll.
And a full fat soda.
Full fat soda, but we did just have nachos over at Tommy Rocker, so I think we're good to go. And remember, we do leave stuff out. We do not make stuff up. Until next week, hike!
Hi!